Wal-Mart. This empire was started by a poor farm kid who literally sold milk from his family cow to survive. Sam Walton was born in 1918 in a small town called Kingfisher, Oklahoma, right in the middle of America's farmland. His family wasn't rich. His dad, Thomas Walton, worked as a farm mortgage appraiser, traveling town to town during the Great Depression, trying to collect debts from struggling farmers, walking up to homes that could barely afford food, and telling them they owed money. That's the world Sam grew up in. Sam was different. Even as a kid, he had one rule: work harder than everyone else and never complain. At 7 years old, he was already milking the family cow, bottling it, and selling it door to door to neighbors for a few cents. At 13, he had his first newspaper route. By high school, he was running multiple small side hustles, selling magazines, raising rabbits, delivering papers, anything that made a dime. This is the time he was training his business instincts. After high school, Sam went to the University of Missouri, majoring in economics. But here's the thing: he didn't have family money to fall back on. So while studying, he worked every job he could find. He served food in a small campus restaurant, delivered newspapers, and even sold magazine subscriptions. Anything to keep himself in school. After college, he got hired at J.C. Penney, one of America's top retail stores at the time. And there, Sam discovered his lifelong passion: understanding customers. He watched how the managers remembered people's names, smiled, and made them feel special. He learned that real business wasn't about selling, it was about serving. World War II began. He joined the army, served as an officer, and when the war ended, he returned home with his wife, Helen Robson, and one big dream: to own his own store, but he had only $5,000 saved. Helen's dad lent them another $20,000, and with that, $25,000, which was a lot back then. Sam bought a small Ben Franklin variety store in a tiny town called Newport, Arkansas in 1945. A young man just out of the army, running a store in a town with 7,000 people. Everyone else is selling the same things: soap, sewing kits, candy. So he decides to do the opposite of what other store owners were doing. Sam thought, what if I sell cheaper, make less profit per item, but sell a lot more? That's called volume over margin, and it would later change the world. He worked nonstop. He opened the store early, stayed late, and literally climbed ladders to change signs himself. He negotiated directly with suppliers, cut out middlemen, and passed savings to customers. People started driving from other towns just to shop there. In his first 5 years, Sam's store became the top-performing Ben Franklin franchise in the region. After all his hard work, the landlord refused to renew Sam's lease, and even took over the store he built. The landlord wanted to give it to his own son. It crushed Sam. He wrote later, "It was the worst thing that ever happened to me." But that failure became the moment that defined him. Instead of quitting, Sam moved his family to Bentonville, Arkansas, a forgotten town, and started again from scratch. This time, he promised himself, never build your dream on someone else's land. He bought his own store, called it Walton's 5 and 10. By the late 1950s, Sam had several successful stores. He'd mastered the art of buying cheap, selling cheap, and making people happy. But most businessmen said, you can't make profit in small towns. There aren't enough people. Sam thought they were wrong. He believed if you built a big store, kept prices super low, and made shopping fun, people would drive miles to come. So in 1962, he opened the first Wal-Mart in Rogers, Arkansas. His slogan, "Save money, live better." Yes, that same line you still see today. Wal-Mart's early success wasn't luck, it was strategy. Sam did 3 genius things that other retailers ignored. He obsessed over prices. He'd fly or drive across states just to visit competitors and note their prices. He built his own supply chain. Wal-Mart didn't rely on middlemen. Sam created a system of warehouses and distribution centers with trucks that delivered straight to stores every day. He treated employees like partners. He introduced profit sharing, meaning workers got bonuses if the store did well. That created loyalty, People worked for Wal-Mart, not just at Wal-Mart. Within a decade, Wal-Mart exploded. By the 1970s, there were over 100 stores. By the 1980s, 1,000 stores. And by the 1990s, Wal-Mart had become the largest retailer in America. Sam Walton wasn't flashy. He still drove an old pickup truck. He wore cheap clothes, ate at diners, and hated corporate suits. But he had 10 rules for business, the kind that became Wal-Mart's DNA. Commit to your business. Share profits with employees. Motivate your partners. Communicate everything. Appreciate everyone. Celebrate success. Listen to everyone, especially the lowest paid workers. Exceed customer expectations. Control expenses better than competition. Swim upstream. Do the opposite of what everyone else does. He once said, "If you want to succeed, get out there and do it. Don't just dream." By the time Sam died in 1992, Wal-Mart had 1,960 stores and was earning $50 billion a year in revenue. Today, Wal-Mart employs over 2.3 million people worldwide. It's one of the largest companies on earth. And all of it started because a poor farm kid refused to accept limits. I'm Jeannie, and now you knew it. See you in the next story.